Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Move Monday. Today is Monday. We are moving. Sorry, we're off to a little bit of a late start, but hey, Move Monday. One of these days, we'll start on time and our audio will work and everything will be great.
No, it won't. Don't lie to them.
One of these days. Time is long. Maybe decades from now, we'll finally figure it out. Well, good morning.
My grandchildren might.
My grandchildren's grandchildren, one day, they might have IT that works. I look forward to that happy day for them. It's their future, really, we're all building for.
Yeah, Move is not meant for us. It was meant for the children.
Yes.
Think of the children.
Yes, please write Move, think of the children. Good morning. While we're waiting for things to fill up here, I'd like to remind everyone that aptoslabs.com/careers is the best, happiest place to start your Aptos Labs career. aptoslabs.com/careers. You too could be sitting here with us next week. We move pretty quickly. We're hiring across design, engineering, business development, and a bunch more of other roles. We are hiring everyone as long as they pass our interviews.
We're also actively working on an internship role. It looks like it hasn't been posted yet, but we will share that out on Twitter and Discord as soon as that role is open. I know there's a lot of folks that are really excited about that, both inside and outside, to be part of this happy family, even if it's only for a brief 3 months.
Yes, and then
interns are the best. Please come.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some interns. It'd be nice. And then hopefully they come back and become full-time, and now we have full-time employees. I don't know why the this is just normal.
It's the long game. You gotta go for the long game.
It's a long game. You get them in an internship, you trick them into working full-time.
Before they even know it.
They're employed. Everyone hates being surprised with gainful employment. It's the worst. Cool. I'm seeing it fill up a little bit. Our intern, our skeleton intern, who we need to name, is not here this week, but
Yeah, we'll post some more updates from our intern,
yes.
who technically sits outside and watching our dashboards right now.
Skeleton?
Yeah.
Is he doing it right?
Skeleton?
He just had a new
I love it.
hairstyle. I need to post it today. His new hair is great.
The impact from that intern alone is immeasurable.
Yeah. We know that our metrics are in good hands. He's always alert.
He never sleeps.
He never sleeps. Yes, the skeleton from last week is our intern. He's currently watching our metrics, but he'll be back soon.
I don't know if we should ever let him abandon his post. It's a very important role.
It's true.
We should create the intern Twitter account. So now we can keep posting our interns updates.
And it's the best place to be spicy, maybe. Cool. Well, good morning. We can get started. Today we have Edwin and Swan here from Blockto.
Welcome.
Welcome. I don't know if either of you would like to say hello, to introduce yourselves.
Yep. Hi here. I'm Edwin. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of Blackto.
Yeah, and I'm Shen. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Blockto, and it's the second time I've been here. Yeah, last time was 1-2 months ago. Yeah, things move really fast.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
It's been quite a change. I mean, this week has been interesting, but even since then, we've launched mainnet. So I guess the question then is, since mainnet, or since then, what has Blockto been working on? And this is a great time to shill.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I can share some updates here at the Blacto. So at the Blacto here, we share the same vision with Aptos that we want to bring blockchain application to mass market adoption, right? So just after the main launch, we launched our wallet, both on mobile app and mobile web SDK. And just 2 weeks ago, we launched our first ever NFT airdrop campaign called LFB. You can imagine what's the words. And in just a week, we gathered more than 300,000 users. We are using our wallet to interact to claim the NFT. Yeah, totally smooth and without any problem. Yeah.
Amazing. So for those that may not be quite as familiar with Blocto, what is the wallet? How does it work? What makes it special?
Yeah, so I think, yeah, I can share on that front. So Blocto focuses a lot on the user experience and developer experience. So like compared to most other wallets in like the entire blockchain ecosystem, Blocto aims to make it as simple as possible for newbie users to get on board. So they can start with a very lightweight custodial experience. They can start just sign up with their email within 10 seconds. But later, if they learn more about blockchain, they can switch to a non-custodial experience where they manage their keys themselves. And this is made possible on Aptos because there's a key rotation mechanism native to the Aptos account system. Yeah, so and also, we want to make it simple for the users. So we also subsidize the initial gas fee for the initial transactions. So when user signs up for a Blocto account, they can enjoy 10 free transactions on Aptos for free, and without having APT in their wallet. And they can start claiming airdrops or getting NFTs from other projects. And but later, if they want to keep using the account, they can just deposit some APT into their account and then they can use it similarly as other wallets. Yeah, so and also we want to make it easily integratable. So the developer experience is also pretty simple. It's currently already included in the wallet adapter built by Hippo. So basically you can integrate with Blocto wallet the same way you integrate with Martian, Petra, and all the other wallets in the ecosystem. And we provide two kinds of experiences. So one is, so if a user just opens the Blocto wallet in the normal browser without any Chrome extension, we will show a pure web UI to the user where they can type in their email and start using this application. But we also have an app. We also have a mobile app that is downloadable in App Store and also Google Play. So if a user opens up your D app in our in-app browser, so it works pretty similarly to Trust wallets, all the other mobile wallets that with the browser inside. So if the user opens up your D app in Blocto wallet, Blocto app, and you have the wallet adapter integrated, and it hands off to that in-app browser experience directly. So you don't have to worry about integrating with different workflows, you just integrate with a wallet adapter. So yeah, we focus a lot on user experience and developer experience.
Yeah, that's amazing. I actually downloaded the app and went through the whole flow last week. And I think that with the way that the app works, I think it's the first iOS Aptos wallet.
Yeah, and you can basically so currently we already have fungible token and NFT support in the app. So you can transfer your APT, and also recently we added support for TAPT. So that is the Tortuga wrapped staked APT. So you can use it in Blocto wallet as well. And we are adding more tokens soon once they're live on Aptos mainnet. And we also added NFT support, so you can collect and manage your NFTs in the mobile app directly, and you can transfer it to your friends directly in the mobile app. Yeah, so that I guess that's one of the first.
That's amazing. How are integrations coming along with the marketplaces like Souffle and Topaz?
Yeah, and it's already added in there, and like
so let me be clear, Sean. You are telling me that I no longer have to leave the comfort of my bed to get to my NFT drops.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't understand how difficult it is. We're in the West Coast of the US, and these NFT drops are happening at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I gotta run downstairs in my, whatever, to go and hit that computer up. And now you're telling me I can just download Blockto and get all my NFTs. That's really exciting.
Yeah, you never have to crawl out of your bed anymore. Yeah.
Amazing. So what's next, I guess? What you mentioned a lot of the things that you're working on or have added. What's further out? What are you excited about?
Yeah, so feature-wise, I can share some updates and like next steps, and Edwin can share about our like funds, ecosystem fund. And so so we have a couple of features planned next. So currently we already have our web SDK. So basically user can like have their account set up in browser in like mobile or desktop browser directly. And we are also building our mobile SDK. So for the app builders that want to build your app into a like native mobile app, you can utilize our iOS and Android SDK. So that's that comes with in Swift and Kotlin. So so you can have that like seamless onboarding experience directly in your app. And we also have that like handover, so if your user does not have Blockto wallet installed, they don't have to have Blockto wallet installed. They can just stay inside your mobile app and complete the entire sign up and send transaction process. But if they have the Blockto wallet app installed, then every time they want to send a transaction or approve or connect wallet, it will like get directed to the Blockto app, approve, and then come back to your mobile app. So it basically is the same like Facebook login, Facebook authorization kind of process. Yeah, and we are also building the Unity SDK. So we know a lot of game developers out there that are trying to have Web3 functionality in their mobile games. We are building the Unity SDK for Aptos as well. And and there are a couple of other functionalities. So like we are adding APT purchase it directly in our mobile app through MoonPay very soon. I guess it's probably this week or early next week. Yeah, it will come very soon. And also we are building like native staking functionality so that users can stake their APT token like on our partner platforms. And and we have our own token. It's called Blockto token, and we're bridging that to Aptos soon and build functionalities around it in the Aptos ecosystem. And that's pretty much it for the feature side.
That's a lot. Wow.
I will share a little bit on the business side. So actually, although we think we are good wallet, right? But actually, users don't really download wallet to just play with a wallet, right? Actually, the user want to use a very simple wallet to interact with those amazing projects, games, NFTs, and everything on Aptos, right? So in order to accelerate to achieve this, we launched our ecosystem fund dedicated for Aptos. So actually, we are encouraging the projects developers that they integrate with Blockto wallet. They can just apply to us, to our ecosystem fund, and we will depends on their integration and their DF performance and the user base, and to grant our ecosystem fund to them. So together, like we want to bring more and more developer and maybe games, NFT projects integrating with Blockto wallet, and together we can acquire more users onto the Aptos ecosystem to make the ecosystem grow.
That's amazing. If someone wanted to apply for this fund, how would they, or is it still too early?
Yeah, it is already live. So actually, that you can find information in our social channels such as Twitter, Discord. Join our Discord. We have a dedicated community manager for you, and Twitter. There's a Medium post that we list out all the steps. It is quite easy. Yeah, you can just integrate with our wallet and apply to the fund in, I don't know, several hours or even several minutes.
Amazing. And for everyone following Twitch, I will share a link to their tweet and a link to reading more about this ecosystem fund in the chat there. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, kind of going back several steps there, you said a lot of things that are really exciting this morning. Maybe we can start digging into a handful of them. I mean, first and foremost, you mentioned Unity gaming SDK support. Walk me through what that means, and win game, I guess, as well.
Yeah. So it's not too far down the road, and so we know that a lot of gaming developers want to have Web3 functionality. So it could be their token, they want their in-game asset tradable in the open market. So the hardcore players can maybe sell their in-game assets for money if they need it, or they can mint their equipments, items, or characters as NFTs. So also to make it tradable in the public market. We know this is a powerful thing in games to make it more sustainable and more fun and more economically incentivized. So yeah, so we are launching our Unity SDK that can work. The first step is that it can work in mobile games, and the next step is that it can also work with desktop games and also web games that are built with WebGL. Yeah, so basically, if you want to build your game in Unity, you can use our Unity SDK. It's to interact with Blockto Wallet. So you don't have to worry about you basically have iOS and Android support directly, and you enjoy the similar kind of experience that I shared in our iOS and Android web SDK, where if the user does not have Blockto Wallet installed, this entire experience is embedded into your games. It never stays your app. And so, yeah, it shows a web UI to log in and send transaction if the user wants to do that. And if the user have Blockto app installed, then it will have that handoff process. So yeah, and all this is very easily integratable. Yeah.
Oh wow! So it actually can find the Blockto app running locally if it's a mobile game and just seamlessly connect to it. Otherwise, it's optional. So the one thing I'm kind of curious in that space is, well, two things actually. One, are there game demos out there already for other instances of the Blockto Unity SDK at this point in time?
Yeah. So the first Unity SDK that we built was last month we launched with Flow. So yeah, so there are already a couple of showcases there, and they're working on it. And yeah, and now that we have our Aptos account system ready, we are adding our Aptos SDK at the time as we speak. Yeah,
very cool. So
maybe not now. It's night in Taiwan, but yeah, but you get the idea.
No, and I really appreciate you guys staying up as late as you did to chat with us. But the other question I'm kind of curious about, and this is a really nice question, so humor me, is I've noticed a lot in the gaming world, especially when it comes into purchasing, that they introduce their own token types. Like for instance, if I want to go buy something on League of Legends, they have their specific type of coins. So does My brain's completely freezing here.
Pretty much every game.
Yeah, and pretty much every game brings their own tokens. So is that something that the Blockto Unity SDK is supporting and kind of helping folks build out their own kind of tokenomics on top of Aptos, or like do you folks have an opinion on that?
Yeah, so currently no. So the Blockto Aptos SDK is only for the account functionalities. So for other functionalities like interaction with token, or issuing their own like token standard, it's it's something else. Yeah, we will add that, but like it's not in our first phase.
Makes sense. That's very exciting nonetheless. And you mentioned MoonPay is coming soon. So then like the hope would be I could actually go see an NFT that I'm excited about buying, immediately plug in my credit card and be off and purchase it almost seamlessly. Yes. And this process is available on 2 different platforms. So one is in our mobile app. So there, like you can go to your Aptos card, you can buy more and then like enter the APT amount that you want to purchase and like use your credit card to buy all that. And the other UI that you can find it is the web SDK. So we will look into like how much APT will be used in the transaction, and if this user does not have that amount of APT like in their wallet, then we'll basically guide them to MoonPay, purchase that amount, come back to the UI and complete the process. Yeah. And yeah, so that's our first step. The next step is that we are also looking like to build with like on-ramps like MoonPay or other partners to have a native like NFT direct purchase kind of process. But yeah, that is further down the road. So you know that like buying a token, buying like a coin is like the banks don't like that much. So it's more likely that they will reject the transaction. But if you're buying an NFT, then the banks are more happier about it. It's just a digital asset, and they're like happier to let the transaction go through. So we are working with partners to build that direct NFT purchase process. That sounds super exciting. And you also mentioned support for staking. So what's the current model? I mean, obviously we can do it through the D apps. I know Flow has historically supported staking natively through other blockchains. What are your plans in the space of Aptos?
Yeah, so we want to make it simple for like normal users without like too much blockchain knowledge to stake their tokens like under their own will, and if they want to do it. And we want to provide a simple UI in Blockto app directly. So if the user go to their like APT balance, they will see a stake functionality, and they click the stake, it will show the UI like so currently this is the estimated APY. You enter the amount and you stake it all directly in the native UI in Blockto app. Of course, you can also do that in like Tortuga or Dito or other liquidity staking services connecting to the Blockto wallet, but this is slightly more like easy for users without having to navigate through all of those different options. And we will partner with these like liquidity staking providers to provide this functionality.
Awesome. So are you planning on bringing your own liquid staking protocol as well, or are you going to just primarily rely on third parties for this venture?
Yeah, so that part is not decided yet. we would like to work with partners, but that is not decided yet.
Awesome. I think we've talked a lot about the product side, and I kind of want to dig a little bit into the technical side. Like you guys are doing some really cool stuff to make this seamless experience work. Like you paying for transactions on behalf of users. You support the ability to swap in accounts. Can you walk me through some of like how you're taking advantage of the Aptos framework to make this work so seamlessly?
So we are actually making use of two like core functionalities on Aptos account system. So one is the multi-sig and rotatable keys. So like each Blockto wallet is a multi-sig wallet on Aptos, and there are multiple keys in there. And so initially, when user set up a new account, the keys will be managed in our service. Like we utilize the KNS on GCP to like provide like security, but basically it's stored in our service, and like user use their email to log back into their account and then send the transaction through our backend service. But once a user wants to switch to non-custodial mode, it's not just we sending back the keys that we stored for them. It's that they are creating a new set of keys on their local device, and they send us the public key, so we can replace the ownership to their locally generated public keys. And this is made possible because the keys on the Aptos account can be rotated. So this is pretty crucial for our like custodial to non-custodial conversion. Another feature on Aptos that we are utilizing is the multi-agent transaction. So currently, like when a D app wants to send a transaction, it could be like mint some NFT. We will add a wrapping around it to make it a multi-agent transaction. And we will use our own operator account as the first signer and the user's account as the second signer. So the user's account will be used to actually interact with the contract and like storing the resource and all those stuff. But our account will be used to pay for the transaction. So the transaction will still happen like in one transaction, but the user's account does not have to have APT in there. So the user can start like local entirely like new, but they can claim like an airdrop directly without having to go to an exchange, buy some APT, send into their account, and do those stuff.
That's amazing. So in terms of actually connecting the pieces there, though, the one quirk to me is, how do you actually call the entry function that the user is intending to call from the multi-agent transaction? Because it would seem like most of these entry points only supports the signer that's supposed to be getting the resource or doing the transaction.
So that's the interesting thing. So currently we add an allow list. So for partners that we work with, we know like what are the contract name, what are the entry function name, and we will add a wrapping. So instead of sending like a script function payload, we will send a script payload that the script is basically just a wrapper to like put our account in the first place, and then the user's account in the second place, and use the second user's account to call that entry function. So for DApp builders, they don't really have to do anything. They don't have to like change the way they interact with wallets. This wrapping happens automatically on the Blockto side.
That's really cool. Do you imagine maintaining that type of framework where you're going to go through and manually track the APIs that you want to support, or are you going to look into dynamics? I think there's some interesting pros and cons in both approaches. So curious what your thoughts are.
So currently we are doing it slightly more manual, slightly more, we will like ask for our partners to provide like what are the entry functions that they will use, and we will add it to our list. But going forward, we will want to make it more dynamic. So we detect that automatically and like generate a script payload on the fly. But that also comes with some risk, and we are like, we don't want our accounts to be used like anything else than like paying for the transaction fee. So yeah, so that is something that we are looking into. But at the moment, we are doing it a more manual way.
Cool. Yeah, this ties into another project that we've been exploring, which is just to make it easier for folks to build out either multi-sig accounts, or even I didn't think about the applications to this multi-agent as well. But there's a nuance there where you can't really say, I want to have these parties work together, but I want to call on behalf of just a single participant and call into an existing entry function. And so there's not that kind of seamless experience that we'd really like to see for these multiple participant transactions, where one person might literally just be there for the paying and the other one might be there for the actual execution. And so it might be real fun to, as we're working on a proposal internally, to actually share out with you folks an early version of it to get some feedback on how we can help scale up interesting applications much like your own, so that we can ideally try to move away from these ad hoc scripts and actually just have as much be really readable and visible in the transaction itself.
Yeah, that would definitely be something that we're interested in trying out.
Awesome. Are there any questions from the audience?
There are not, but people are asking Joe to get an OG role on Blocto Discord.
How can we gotta give that to my buddy Joe.
I think Joe is the one that's giving him out.
Oh, well.
If you'd like one.
I need to get myself over there, and Joe's gonna better hook me up then.
This is the perfect time to ask, I guess. Fantastic. Yeah, I think those are all the questions from our community. Those are all the questions that I have.
And I also have a short information to share. So currently we are hosting our own Move Monday in Taiwan as well. So there's a local in-person meetup in Taiwan in our office every week on Monday, and basically just devs coming here to form a study group, study about Aptos and how to build on Aptos. Each week is about 30 something developers here. So if you happen to be in Taiwan, or if you want to visit Taiwan, come visit our office on Monday. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to help support that as well. So if you want to shoot over some information afterwards, we'd love to be part of that. And I mean, it sounds like you probably also have Chinese language tutorials and other guides like that as well. So we'd love to collaborate into that space. That's phenomenal, honestly.
Yeah.
And we'd love to come visit too.
Let us know when. Definitely.
All right, well, thank you two so much for staying up so late and chatting with us. It's always great to hear from our good friends at Blocto.
No worries.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
And thanks for having us. Yeah.
Thank you all.
See you.
Joe would like to know that he misses you.
I miss Joe as well.
Fantastic. We can take a few questions from our audience more broadly now. And if you have any questions for Blocto or for us, please put it in the general chat in Discord or in Twitch. We will be checking both. But our first question here from the audience is, do you plan to support top NFT projects such as Aptomingos, Bra, etc.?
I mean, there's a lot of really good ways to answer this question. The plan for at least Aptos Labs is that our goal is to help accelerate growth with inside the ecosystem. Any project that is excited to build with us and has core problems that they're trying to solve, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to collaborate and figure out really what we can do to put our tech team behind your efforts to really scout out. Like one area that quickly comes to mind is DAOs. DAOs are complicated. We built out one for the framework itself, so we have a pretty decent idea of how we can scale that out and make that a general purpose for everybody. But if you have specific requirements, that's what we really like to hear about. Is we want a DAO to do these operations, or we look at how Aptos works, and we'd love to go through these processes. And so feel free to reach out either on Discord or through GitHub issues, and we can work through it that way.
Yeah.
I didn't know if folks from Blocto had anything that they wanted to say.
Oh, yeah. So from the Blocto side, all of these NFT projects are already viewable in Blocto app. So, and we also have ecosystem funds. So yeah, so if your project is interested in getting on board, if you bring more users into Aptos and Blocto, we will reward you with tokens. So yeah, so that's the way we want to help support.
Amazing. There is also more infrastructure providers. All these are coming to enable building much more easily as well. Not needing to run your own indexer. All these kind of fun things are coming. But again, exactly as David said, if you have anything specific, if you find that something is really expensive or really burdensome, we'd really love to know, because the more you tell us, the more ways that we can find to help. So here's one of my favorite questions. How do you convert the Aptos testnet token to a mainnet token?
You can't.
You don't. I know that this was a rumor that was started, and somewhere in the Chinese Discord language section of our Discord, this one I think is fantastic and really entertaining, but absolutely not. Please never spend money for testnet tokens. Never buy testnet tokens. They're free. You can absolutely get as many testnet tokens as you want, and you will never be able to transfer them to mainnet, mainly because one of them, testnet is a great place to play. It's wild. The economics there don't make any sense, because again, we can always wipe testnet if things get too crazy there. We definitely cannot wipe mainnet. Mainnet is fully decentralized. So yeah, very, very different environments. Please never buy testnet tokens. And if you're listening and you're a developer on a wallet, please add a disclaimer to your wallet too, just in case. Just in case. Please.
But I do wanted to call out, like, testnet is still very valuable for any of the developers out there. If you wanted to have a real world experience, or wanted to see how things work end to end, we absolutely highly recommend you to test your applications on testnet first, publishing your contract on testnet first, before you're moving on to mainnet, so that you can catch all those issues and like bugs at the early stage. If you want to do like auditings or interacting with users and see how their experience, and even experience how's the gas cost of your contract, then testnet is still the best place. That's why we wanted to really encourage people to not hoarding tokens on testnet. Please make it available for everyone to test, because like having a reliable testing environment is essential for every developer out there. If you are a developer that really targeting high quality, right? Like testing is such an important step that nobody wanted to skip before you introducing something real to your users. So yeah, use testnet as a testing ground, and don't try to do anything too crazy. And it's not mainnet. It's not have any values to the testnet token. So.
Yes, other than experience, and please don't pay for it. Fantastic. So when will AAT participants get information about their tokens, unlocks, all of that? It's coming soon. I think we definitely want to say something about it over the next couple of weeks, just to let people know. But there will be a kind of claim flow and things like that, where you can verify your wallet and everything much further out, obviously, closer to the end of the 1 year lockup.
Well, that's a good question. I think we're kind of figuring out. I mean, just looking at a GitHub repo, you can see that Kevin has been actively working on a 1 year lockup or a lockup contract. We may be able to use that, we might not. There's interesting things in that aspect. We do want to at least communicate soonish about these things. We're just working through all of our backlog from launching the blockchain. Really appreciate everybody's patience in that regards, but we've been keeping track, and the data is safe and secure for making sure that we do get that all out to everybody in an appropriate period of time. But as Max said, there was a 1 year lockup there, so mostly at this point in time it would be informational. Not that you definitely do that.
Yes, we will absolutely provide. So from Alnoki, if an event emission happens before an abort, will the event still be emitted even though the transaction has failed? My understanding is no, it will not.
Yeah, the right set should be cleared up and it should only focus on the actual gas consumed and the sequence number being incremented.
Yeah, but that is a good question. Unlike Ethereum, where you can have, I believe, partial rollbacks, here you cannot.
It's atomic.
It's atomic. Either everything succeeds, or the only thing that happens is you get charged with gas.
You gotta pay the man no matter what.
Yeah, you gotta. That's true. I'm gonna quote Always Sunny, but I'm definitely not going to.
Yeah. What is that? Death and taxes.
Death and
That's
taxes.
one thing Aptos guarantees is death and taxes.
Yeah, we don't guarantee that.
Transactions terminate.
Yes, we guarantee transaction will terminate, and we guarantee we'll be taxed on them. I like that. Cool. So, is there any timeline or roadmap on potentially being able to use a subsidizing signer to amortize storage costs?
Yeah, so sharing a little bit internally, we're trying to understand applications built on top of Aptos. Many ecosystems builders have probably heard from members of the core team looking to better understand their application built on top of there. And we're taking that feedback to kind of analyze how best to evolve the gas pricing models. Once a proposal is finalized internally, we'll definitely be sharing that externally and getting feedback from the community before we actually begin executing on that, because we don't want to end up making a proposal that's tone deaf. We really want to make sure that we move towards that direction. Plus, in terms of actually getting buy-in, the most effective route to getting any of this on mainnet is to communicate. And so the effective process would be first to have a clear proposal. That would be probably towards an AIP. The AIP should be viewed by the community, discussed. If that goes well, then we can have code. That would then go through governance, and then it'd land on mainnet, assuming everything goes beautifully.
Amazing. So one person is asking about ANS. ANS is an Aptos Labs project. We are in the Discord. There are actually a bunch of exciting things coming to it, coming relatively soon, but we can definitely do a better job of communicating that roadmap. And if there are any questions that you have about it, or that you're not necessarily seeing answered in the Discord, please ping a mod or someone else. We will be in there as much as we can. And I want to make sure that if you're having issues with it or any questions, that we are getting those answered. Yeah. Let's see. Any other questions?
What's Discord doing today?
Discord is quiet today. Today is sometimes we have a couple hundred people in here, sometimes we have less. Today is on the quieter side.
Probably my fault. I don't think I advertised in Discord, so I'll just see you folks.
That's cool. We should automate it.
We should.
Yeah.
Opportunity for intern bot writers.
Oh, that intern has so many. Yeah, apply. Be an intern. Maybe we'll run a Discord bot. Most likely not. Most likely it'll be something a little bit more exciting. Unless you're excited by that, in which case.
Yeah, please don't insult my bot writers.
That's true. I apologize to any of David's bot writers out there in the audience. Yeah, I think also it'd be great to let us know if Twitch works for you. If you prefer a YouTube stream or a Twitter space,
or even the Discord that we were doing before.
Exactly, or even the Discord events audio stream. We are always looking to see what people prefer. And what mediums we can support going forward. Potentially even multiple, right? There's no reason why we can't stream to let's say Twitch and YouTube simultaneously, for example. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Let us know in Discord. We do want to follow whatever is easiest for y'all. Any other questions? Otherwise, I think we can call it a little bit early today. We could do a little dance.
We could. Or we could all download Block the Wallet and go buy our favorite NFTs on the mobile.
Already have. That's literally why I downloaded Blockto, because I've been looking for a way to spend money that I definitely should not be on the go. And now I can. So thank you, Blockto,
Everybody's been coming true.
for enabling me. Yeah. But yeah, super excited to see that, the first iOS wallet. I know Android has had a couple options, but as someone who uses iOS, very excited that I can have it right there along Rainbow MetaMask. Amazing. Also, comments to Greg from the Twitch. Sick Aptos hat.
Thanks.
They are pretty cool. And if you'd like one, apply at aptoslabs.com/careers. We have plenty of them left for employee swag, and also events. You can come on by to any events that we hold. We will be holding more in the future. We will share them when they happen, as one does with events. At this point, I'm just speaking for no reason at all. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week. We'll see you again, same time, same place next week in kind of freezing now, Palo Alto. It's been pretty cold.
Really cold.
It's been freezing.
Yeah.
Motorcycle reading has been rough.
I went running this morning. Nice 30-degree weather. Oh yeah. We're gonna kill all the bacteria.
All the bacteria. That's what vodka is for. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you again, Blockto, very much.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
Bye all.
Take care.